Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 7 Premium American Cruiser Atlanta. She has 16 127mm guns, 8 torpedoes, 67 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 9.4 kilometers, top speed 32.5 knots, total health 27,500. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift. For my commander, situation awareness, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, superintendent, advanced firing training, and concealment. We are on the map Two Brothers, and yes, it's the Atlanta. I've received request 0.5.5, inadvertently buffed her. Let's be honest, it's not enough to really make her viable, but she's a fun ship. She's just very unique. She's basically a destroyer with a lot of destroyer guns. Don't you ever show your broadside to anything bigger than a destroyer, though, or they're going to make you pay. And I do mean make you pay. There's a lot of damage that the Atlanta consistently takes in every ship I face against her. Now we're firing on an enemy Alba, and the Alba is set on fire. I think the fire is sticking, which is great. And he's going to try and fire at us, but we have great angling. Now, the inadvertent buffs to the Atlanta. Well, small caliber guns have more health on their gun turrets. So the 127mm guns, those puny destroyer guns, now have 3.5 times the health pull, which is really great for the Atlanta because let's face it, you would probably lose 50% of your guns before halfway in the battle. That's just the way it worked. They cover every part of the ship. She's rather large. She's well endowed, you might say. Especially for something that's basically a destroyer. She's very easy to hit. Now we see an enemy destroyer, and I had a clue this was going on because D was being captured, and we did not scout him out. He drops his smoke, and he's hidden completely from view. Now, we're going to go after the Birdie Dastard. Yeah, you bad person, you're trying to make me say a bad word. That's not happening. But Birdie Dastard is in the Tier 6 American battleship, the New Mexico, and the New Mexico's great. His guns were pointed either towards me or the friendly right next to me. I believe the friendly right. Ugh! These look like they're coming right at me. I'm very neutral, yep. He tried to sneak one in on me, but it's not gonna work. We have set 2 fires. He has put them out. And that's okay. I wanted him to use damage control. Now he's going to be susceptible if we can land another one. And that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. Now, some people are like, how can you put up with the fire effect on your screen? I have played games for 20 plus years, and I have seen some awful screen effects. The first one that comes to my mind, natural selection. When you are eaten by an Onos, it would cover your screen in goop every single time someone walked by, and I was in the stomach of basically a elephant. That's the best analogy. I couldn't explain it. I don't know why this is all like this. It was the weirdest effect I've ever seen. So yes, the fire might be distracting for others. It's not distracting for me. Not even close. Now, the enemies have moved off a little bit. Trying to hold my fire. This friendly Atlanta has taken a ton of fire from something. An enemy Nicholas shows up, and I intend to end him. The Atlanta is probably, tier for tier, the most broken destroyer killer in the game. It's absolutely ridiculous. You cannot avoid it if you're a destroyer. You just cannot get close to them. You have to let the battleships and the cruisers take it out, and we're able to finish off the Nicholas. We got about 2k in assist from a friendly on the left flank of my ship, but we did a pretty good job against him. We did a good amount. The enemy Mayhem tries to escape, and he's honestly going to be pretty successful because look at this shell arc. It disappears from view. It goes so high up. He's a tiny, tiny destroyer. He has plenty of warning where the shell's going to be, so he can adjust. Now, if you take a look at the map, we've got A, we've got C. An enemy cruiser is going through the middle of the map. Hopefully, this friendly cruiser that's sort of southwest of my ship can take him out without losing his life. And you could just see, we're trying to lead this guy. We're near our max range on lead, and it's just falling short every single time. We need to compensate greatly, and he tries to reduce our chance of capturing, and he does. He just catches just the tip. And I really do want to commit to taking D. He is committed to running away, so why not commit to taking a point that he can't defend as he's moving away? That's the way I view this. That's the way you should view it. Don't overextend. Maybe the New Mexico, maybe the Alba could get a side shot. That would be awful. The Atlanta is just barely above a destroyer in armor. Maybe even less. It feels that way at times. I have citadeled so many Atlantas with crazy angles. You would never think to fire at any other targets with your AP and expect a citadel, but the Atlanta, it's barely above a destroyer. It's probably what a destroyer would feel like if they allowed you to citadel a destroyer. That's pretty much the best analogy, so you need to be very careful. The gun rotation is extremely fast. It allows for great angling. The unique aspect of the Atlanta, and I don't really think it's that unique, you have unlimited defensive fires. Oh my. Well, the problem is, the game is so short. You can only take advantage of using it 5, 6, 7 times in the max scenario, when there's aircraft in the sky all the time. So it's obviously completely irrelevant until someone comes after me. This Alba, we're getting a little bit of damage here and there, but he's just barely staying alive. Oh no! Did he just torpedo a friendly? How did the friendly not expect enemy torpedoes in the Mayhen's back? He pops his smoke. Most likely he's going to drop his torpedoes, and we're going to try and kill the Alba before we lose sight of him behind the island. Now, we set him on fire, and I think he had to put out a fire previously, so he should die. I think he's going to burn down. Yes, we got him. Now, here's where the Atlanta is great. Enemies that try and attack it with their aircraft. Just look at the carnage. This ship is a no-fly zone 100%, unless I really do think you need to be a tier 9 at least to feel like your aircraft can survive. And yep, that enemy Mayhen, he tried to be sneaky, but he didn't succeed in being sneaky. And I would love to take him out. You just sort of have to bait those destroyers into making mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. Oh, the enemy cruiser, he's not paying attention. Oh, I'll be alright. You can't do that against the Atlanta because of the turret rotation. And all my turrets are up. How often does this happen? 10 minutes into a match, we're below or just at 50% life. Not a single turret has been incapacitated or destroyed. Yeah, 0.5.5, huge buff to the Atlanta, but it's still not enough. Now, that New Mexico looked to be hiding behind the island. I was going to try and get in position, maybe take out the Mayhen, maybe take out the New Mexico pretty quickly. I didn't expect it to take too long. We could engage the Ranger, but that is a extreme range, and here is the Mayhen. This is great for me, terrible for him. Torpedoes are going to be sent by him. One salvo does, I think, 2,900. Next one, barely alive, just finish him off, and we take out the enemy Mayhen. Yep, here comes the torpedoes. You gotta juke. Anytime you see a target and they're not firing, it's a good chance that they have sent their torpedoes. When they start firing, the torpedoes have already been sent. So you could just turn. The Mayhen never got an opportunity to fire, but it was pretty obvious that he wanted to send his torpedoes. The guns were just not in use for too long. And oh no, please survive. Please survive. Okay, now we need to kill him. We've got to wait on his gun cooldown. I'm not doing any damage. I do have torpedoes, though. They're barely useful, but in this instance, they can actually help. I also have enemy torpedo and dive bombers incoming. We set 2 fires. And I'm just trying to get as much damage as I can. Looking back, oh well, that HE shot was good. But looking back, I probably should just fire AP. And here comes a big shot. Oh man, it's just so squishy. Oh, I'm trying. Full stop. Come on, drop the anchor. Do anything. Oh, just catches the bow. Barely. We were very close to completely surviving that, but the combination of the New Mexico and the torpedoes just too much. We did take out the New Mexico, though. Now, all my team has to do is not die. That's all you guys have to do. And a significant amount are trying their best to die. Just take a quick look. Okay, it's not looking good. We have 3 cruisers that are below 25% life going up against an enemy, Nagato. Don't really have to overextend. There's a Furutaka. He's gonna die. He has to die to the Fuso. The Fuso just has too many guns to miss out on an 800 life target. But he's trying to hide. Wow, that was close. And for whatever reason, he says, you know what? He's fired his guns. There's nothing he can do. He has a really quick reload cycle. The Fuso is going to be ready to go before you have an opportunity to do anything, Furutaka. The enemy aircraft is going to drop his torpedoes on a target that doesn't need it. Just let the Fuso kill him. Go after the Nuremberg. That's going to work out better. The friendly is able to avoid those torpedoes somehow. Oh, he died to a dive bomber. You can't avoid that, my friend. And the Nuremberg committed to going through the gap. Why? The cruiser's going to die. You're going to be 1 versus 2. I realize you think you can do it. You got torpedoes, right? Those strong German 6-kilometer range torpedoes that are rarely useful. Except in this instance. And unfortunately, he's missed completely. Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, okay. Oh, that wasn't too bad, actually. That Fuso, I think the Fuso was firing HE. I'm not 100%. But it looked like it exploded a little bit too much, in my opinion. But either way, this is a very bad scenario for the Nuremberg. He's caught between a rock and a hard place. He's got enemy torpedo bombers. They're going to be all over his ship. And his angling is poor. Yeah, the Fuso's firing HE. Why is he firing HE against a German cruiser? Oh, this is... well, he's dead. So, can he get one last shot on the enemy before he dies? Oh, this is what I'm telling you. I do a great job. You know, a couple friendlies do a great job, but the rest of the team, all they want to do is kill their ships. But the slow Colorado is able to help assist in the final destruction of the Fuso. And that is the game, right? Yes, that's the game, of course. How are they going to come back? They're not going to come back. But the Atlanta was able to take out 2 destroyers. We helped take out the Alba and the New Mexico. Honestly, I think we killed every single ship on the eastern side of the map. 4 kills, 2,227 base XP, and we only did like 50,000 points of damage, if that. She really is all about being on the edge. Now, the turrets don't break anymore, but the ship is pretty vulnerable. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.